So water you can drink without being sick or getting ill or vomiting and all that sort of stuff is called potable water. Now you might see that sign around about, but it just means you can drink this water. It's potable. Now tap water is potable. The puddles in the road are absolutely not. The streams you find in the forests, and certainly around cities, absolutely not, because they're full of bacteria and viruses and gunk and horrible stuff that's not good for us. So obviously the water that comes from our rivers is not potable. Now, to make it potable, so to make sure that we can drink it, so it's drinkable water, there are a few steps that we take. So first of all, we put loads of the dirty water in a huge tank and we just leave it. Now gravity will drag all of the large pieces down to the bottom, so that's all of like things like wood, leaves, grit, stones, anything that will sink. They gradually all sink to the bottom of the tank and sit there, and this is called sedimentation. This is the first process, sedimentation, and all that means is you put loads of water in a tank and gravity pulls all of the big bits down to the bottom and they all sit on the bottom, and that's all it means. Let everything sink to the bottom of the tank. Sedimentation. So once sedimentation has happened and all of the big bits have fallen to the bottom, what we do next, we use like a huge filter. Now it could be sand, it could be charcoal, could be a net if you wanted to, but probably use things that are a little bit smaller. And this is called filtration, like a filter coffee, so where you pour water through the coffee in a filter. And we do this to remove all of the smaller bits, essentially like pouring milk and cornflakes through a net. The milk will go through, but the cornflakes won't. So you've got the water going through and the bits in the water stick on the filter and don't go through. And we essentially separate them. It's a separation technique, and this is filtration. So we go sedimentation, everything falls to the bottom. Then to get the big bits out, then we filter it to get the smaller bits out. And then the final part, to remove all of the bacteria and viruses and what you probably call germs, things that are alive and would make us sick, we add chlorine, which is the same as that smelly stuff that makes your eyes red in swimming pools. And obviously this is called chlorination. So you just add loads of chlorine to the water. It kills all of the bacteria and the germs and the viruses and the living things. It's called chlorination, because chlorine obviously kills the germs. The water is then potable. We can drink it. So the steps are sedimentation, let gravity pull the big bits to the bottom, filtration, so we sieve out or filter out the smaller bits, and finally chlorination to kill the bacteria, viruses and living things in it. And here is a picture. So we put the water into a big tank, sedimentation tank, all the big bits fall to the bottom, and then we pour off some water into the filter. In this context they've used gravel, sand and charcoal. The water flows through, filters out all of the smaller bits, then into another tank where chlorine is added, kills all the germs, and then you've got water that you can drink. Obviously they store it in a tank for a bit, and then they move it out to the homes when they can. And that's how you make the drinkable water, potable water.